Hi, welcome to Crafty Little Things. I'm Andrea and this is another one in my Crafty Little Things Halloween gift bag tutorials. This is the one I'm going to be making today. I know it's very close to Halloween and it's too late probably, well it is too late for you to get Stampin' Up! Goodies for Halloween delivered. But some of the papers are very nice and they're not, these are retired by the way, this is a new one. They're very nice on the reverse of the Halloween patterns and could be used for cards and whatever, so it's not too late to buy them. These are available on the clearance rack, very cheap, £4.99 for a speciality series paper, which is fantastic and not just Halloweeny. I mean, this one would be lovely for Christmas, it's silver foiled. But anyway, you might already have Halloween stuff that you want to use up, or you can always go out and buy some from high street stores, or you might not even want to make a Halloween one, but you might want to make a little bag like this for something else. It's very cute, it's very sort of Bellatrix Lestrange with its lace and stuff, so perfect for a gift for a lady for Halloween, with lovely chocolates in, or some lovely teas and chocolate or hot chocolates, some toffees or some jewellery, or a little gift of Halloween makeup or something, some nail varnish. So that's what this one was made for, some nail varnishes. So anyway, let's get started. You need a 9x12 piece of cardstock, DSP. That one was made using cardstock and it was a little bit too stiff for my liking, although it had to be because of what it was holding. But this is DSP I'm using for this one. So 9x12, and then you need 2 pieces of 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, they're just to stick on the sides. So there's not a lot to this bag at all, apart from you obviously need some lace or ribbon or whatever to make the handle and to tie it up with. So let's get started. So on the long side then, we're going to do a score line at 1 inch. And then we're going to score again at 5 inches, at 7 inches, just check that that's right. Let me just check, just a minute. That's 4, that's 2. That's 4, and that's 1 and 1. So 1 inch, 4 inches, 2 inches, 11 inches. Me can't count. Sorry about that. 11 inches, and then that leaves the 1 inch at the end. And then turn it to the shorter side and score at 2 inches and 7 inches. Sorry about that. It wouldn't be me if everything went to plan, would it? So there we go. Now all you need to do is fold and burnish those score lines. These ones are going to fold over slightly, or are they? No, I'm going to do this one differently. So burnish them all this way, because I don't want that inside pattern showing on the outside. For the other one I did bend them over, but I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to do this one a little bit differently, making it up as I go along. This paper is such lovely quality. This is from the Autumn Winter catalogue. I mean, it's obviously still on sale now and it'll probably go into some sort of clearance sale or retiring sale soon. I'd grab it because there's lots of lovely designs that aren't specifically Halloween themed, and it's such good quality. It's really, really thick. So I'm just going to cut up these 2 score lines in the middle. This is where the base of our box is going to be. And I'm just cutting up to the first horizontal. And I'm not going to notch in. Shall I? Yeah, I am going to notch in. I'm just going to notch in a little bit. sometimes notching in is essential and sometimes it's not. I'm just not, when I'm conscious of when I'm demoing, I'm not as precise as when I'm not demoing, because I'm obviously holding things in a different way and whatever, and I'm not working in my usual space. So yeah, it's probably better that I notch in a little bit. Right, and then what we want to do is we want to remove these 4 corners. So just remove those all together. And that'll make the flaps for the bag. I'm sorry if I'm breathing heavy, I'm absolutely full of cold still. I went to see my mum in hospital last night. I shouldn't have really, but to be quite honest with you, I don't think I sniffled once while I was there. I hate those colds that just sort of come and go and come and go and come and go. That's what I seem to have. Right, so what I want to do is when I bring my bag together, I want to sandwich that end flap so that from the inside and from the outside it looks really tidy. Okay, so, and my front, whatever's going to be my front of my bag, I'll fold that down last so that you get that nice shape from the front. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to push it in, and I could either fold that down like that and put a little fastener over it, or I could just fasten it together like that. That little bit of trim I don't mind having, so that's probably what I'm going to go with for this one. So because I'm going to sandwich this, I need to have some glue on the inside edge. But first of all, to make life easier, I'm going to stick on my spider's webs to the outside of the bag. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. I absolutely love this spider web foil paper. In fact, I'm going to, this is my last, so I'm going to go and see after this if it's still on the clearance rack, and if it is, I'm going to shove some more in my bag because I just love it. And even if it doesn't come out until next year, I know it's there. It's clear on the plain on the back, it's just got one-sided, usually with Stampin' Up's foiled papers, that's how they are. But I think I'll have this, should I have that one going from the same direction? Or should I have, yeah, I'll have that one going from the same direction. I was thinking of having my little cobweb going from the top. It's noisy in here today. The wind's blowing a gale. Dog's snoring in the corner. I'm full of cold and breathing like I'm on my last legs. Right, so yeah, so whichever one's our front, I'm going to use this as my front. So these are the last bits I want to fold over. So I want to sandwich that. So what I want to do is I just want to get glue all over there. Okay. And then I just want to bring that side up. And if you leave it flat on your table while you glue those together, you get a nice square edge automatically. So glue that on, and once it's taken, you can lay it down and give it a little press down with the bone folder. But you get a nice square edge if you leave it on your table, because you can't really make any mistakes. And then that means you can glue this whole flap and get a really nice, good, strong finish to your bag, which is what you want because you're going to sort of bend it a little bit. So you want these flaps to be really well stuck on. And this gives you a nice sized box to go at, or bag. Again, keep it flush on the table just to get that nice square bottom. And then you can just lay it down and take your bone folder and just glue it, just give it a little press to secure it. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze these together like that, and that gives you a really nice, you can score down here to get that shape, but I don't think it's always necessary. And then I'm going to fold over, but what I'm going to do before I do that, I'm just going to let it dry a little bit, and I'm going to take some off the corners. Now you could take some off the corners in different ways. Stampin' Up! Don't do a corner rounder, but you could use the back end of the envelope punch board. You could use a different company's corner rounder. You might have the old Stampin' Up! Corner rounder that they used to make, which was part of the Project Life series. Or you might not want to make round corners. You might want to make an unusual shaped corner. So in which case you might want to take a circle and just punch out a little bit and make a little notched in corner. So it's entirely up to you if you want to do something a little bit different with the corners. That looks quite nice as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some holes for my ribbon to go through. So I'm just going to make them 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to use my crocodile for this, and I'm going to just go in where I think my holes will need to go. Oops, got stuck onto there. Yes, I've just made 2 holes there. And then if your handle's going to be lace as well, you could make a couple of holes either side where it's much easier to find these. It's where your crease has happened. I'm going to make a bigger punch hole at that end. And you could attach an eyelet there if you wanted to, just to keep things nice and strong. So yeah, so I'm going to take my ribbon now, well not ribbon, my trim, if I've got enough left, because I've used tons of this because it's gorgeous. I'm just going to take a length to use as a handle. I'm just going to pop it through the sides. A crochet hook. Push it through. Do you know what? The simplest of things, and you put a camera on it and all of a sudden you can't do one. It's amazing. I'm just going to tie that in a little knot there. this is a lovely little crocheted lace, this. And it doesn't matter because it's Halloween and we're thinking all sort of, you know, witchy. It doesn't matter if you've got little bits dangling down. It's one time you don't need to worry about your straggly bits. Because witches, especially the glam witches, they always have lace hanging down and torn and stuff, don't they? So this is fine. So we're going to do a couple of little knots just to hold that together, and then we're going to just let that hat dangle down while we work on fastening up the main box. And again, we're going to just put the thread through. So I'm just going to, oh, I'm nearly at the end. Oh, I am at the end. Do you know, I get great satisfaction out of using up all of something. I think there must be a football match or something, because there's a lot of people passing my window. Why won't that go through? Maybe I should have used a bigger hole there. I'm just going to pull it through with my crochet hook. Crochet hooks, I mean I crochet, but so I've got lots, but it's always a good idea to have a crochet hook in a stash. In your stash, because my son laughs every time I say stash. But yeah, crochet hooks are a really good idea to have in your whatever craft you do, because they're really good for pulling things through and for just making holes and things. So I don't know what I'd do without mine sometimes. So yeah, now there's your handle. I'm sorry that was such a faff. I think I made that harder work than it needed to have been. And then I'm just going to tie that up into a bow, and that'll just keep that nicely closed and make it look very pretty and very sort of gothic glam type of affair coming down. So there we have it, a little cute little bag to gift sweets or chalks or whatever you want to gift. And then we've still got this hint of Halloween coming through with the orange and complementing the orange here. And then inside, obviously, we've got this sort of spooky night scene. So yeah, hope you like that. Obviously, you can put a little gift tag on. You can just tie one on to the lace, or you could stick something onto the bag if you wanted to. You could punch your window through like we did with this one. You could use a similar type of tag. You could have closed it up using just the library clip instead of faffing with the lace if you wanted to. And like I said with this one, this was a little bit easier because it was just folding over and pushing through. So there's lots of variations you can make on it. I just like this little fold down bit. I love the pinstripe. Yeah, it's just a really nice box, and it's quite big, so it holds quite a lot. This one holds 3 full-size nail polishes, so, and it's got a little box in the bottom to stack them in. So yeah, you can do a lot with it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and maybe I'll see you again soon.